I want to talk a little bit about this Dolphins-Steelers blockbuster that happened earlier today. It's not frequent that we see a player-for-player deal happen, but this one was an absolute doozy, man. Those of you that are not aware, the Steelers acquire Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a seventh-round draft pick from the Dolphins in exchange for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who returned to the organization. As you guys recall, he was the team's first-round pick in 2018, spent 18 games there before having a major issue with then head coach Brian Flores. Was traded for a first-round pick that became Austin Jackson, 2020 NFL draft. Anyway, he's back, and also coming to Miami is a fifth-round pick. Now, what really baffles me here is how many people are lifting their legs towards Miami when it comes to grading this deal. Doesn't surprise me that Dolphin fans are unhappy with this, okay? There are a demographic of Miami fans that are miserable no matter what this team does. The Miami Dolphins should legitimately go out and sign Jesus H. Christ himself, and that demographic would be pissed off. They'd say it's a terrible move. So I'm not surprised by this. Even though the fact that Jalen Ramsey was gone anyway, okay, and the talks were they were getting a fifth rounder from the Rams. Instead, they get a fifth rounder and Minkah back, who is still really freaking good, right? Who is cheaper, saves them a ton of cap money. But no, they're pissed off that they traded Jonnu Smith as well. So let me break this down for you guys, okay? Yes, Jonnu Smith had a very nice year last season. Jonnu Smith still got under 900 yards, 884 yards to be total, to be exact. 8 touchdowns. The 8 touchdowns were tied for his career best. The 884 were his career best, okay? It's not like the team traded George Kittle or Travis Kelce, okay? This team can go out there and get Cole Kmet. They can go out there and get Michael Mayer. They can go out and get Washington from the Steelers, who is now suddenly available, and probably maybe get similar production. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you think Jonnu Smith is going to replicate this production this year, he's not. It's not sustainable. Nowhere in his career has he ever done this on a year-by-year basis. He had a career best season and wanted $12 million. Do you think Jonnu Smith's worth $12 million? By the way, it should be noted that Tyreek Hill shit the bed last year. Jalen Waddle was beat up and really didn't look good last year either. So, the fact that Jonnu Smith was one of Miami's more reliable pass catchers is more of a red flag at how bad Miami's receiving core was than anything else. They got a fifth rounder out of it. They saved money. And now they're going to go out and get a tight end that will probably do something similar and bring the similar production that may be a little bit younger, and it's going to be a whole lot cheaper. Now, in terms of what they get in the secondary, yes, their cornerback core is going to suck. Guess what? It was going to suck anyway because Jalen Ramsey was not coming to camp with Miami. His days were done regardless. So all these grades that say Miami just depleted their cornerback core, guess what? They were going to deplete it no matter what. Whether they were getting a fucking fifth rounder from the Rams, a sixth rounder from somewhere else, it doesn't matter. He was not coming back. The fact that they got themselves a massive upgrade at safety in Fitzpatrick is huge. But of course, we have those in the media. Oh, he had a step down last year. Did he? Look at these numbers from last year. Especially when it came to midfield coverage, which, by the way, is where safeties faced a majority of their plays. You know how many completions Minkah Fitzpatrick allowed last year in midfield coverage? Ready for this? 5. 5. All season. You know what opposing quarterback's QB rating was against Minkah Fitzpatrick in midfield coverage was last year? Ready for this? 3.3%. That, my friends, is fucking elite. Teams stopped throwing on him when it came to midfield coverage. Yes, when he dropped out and played, outside the pocket, there were a little bit of issues here and there, but it's not like he completely embarrassed himself. Okay. The guy did make the Pro Bowl. Talking a 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, who's 28 years old. But the media wants to make it out like this is some 38-year-old fucking has-been. This is a really good deal for Miami. This is best case scenario, in fact. Yes, they gave up Jonnu Smith. Yes, Jonnu Smith is familiar with Arthur Smith's offense. Great. Fantastic. Was it necessary? They got Pat Freiermuth. Right? They got Washington, who third-round pick was drastically underused last year. Probably isn't going to be used any better now. Now becomes trade bait. They coughed up a 5th-round pick. And by the way, congratulations, Steelers. You just got yourselves another complete fucking head case for your locker room. As if Aaron Rodgers wasn't enough, as if DK Metcalf wasn't enough. Thank God y'all got rid of George Pickens because you kept him. That is a whole damn season of Hard Knocks waiting to happen. I mean, if y'all want Mike Tomlin out the door, this is a recipe for disaster waiting to happen, right? You don't think Jalen Ramsey's a head case? Look at all the shit that he caused when Vic Fangio was in Miami and all the shit he said about Vic Fangio. How many players have ever bitched about Vic Fangio in the past? Jalen Ramsey did. He was the most outspoken. By the way, you know who didn't bitch about Vic Fangio? None of the Philadelphia Eagles last year, who, by the way, had the best defense in the NFL. And all the Eagles did with Fangio was, win a fucking Super Bowl. But Ramsey couldn't handle it because he didn't get his ass licked every 30 seconds. Congratulations, Pittsburgh. He's your problem now. That's going to be a fun locker room. And one Steeler fan said, "You're not getting the Minka you think." Yeah, they are. What you're not getting is the Jalen Ramsey that you think. You're not getting the Jalen Ramsey that was in L.A. You ain't getting the Jalen Ramsey that was in Jacksonville. You're getting a pissy, moany malcontent who's making a whole hell of a lot of money, whose skills are greatly diminishing by the year. Oh, by the way, you got a tight end that's, career best is 884 yards and, 8 touchdowns. He puts those totals up again this year. I'll be shocked. And he's going to make $12 million. So basically, you got a $12 million tight end that is it may be on par with Pat Freiermuth. What the fuck are you doing? But the Steelers got an A+ for this deal due to the media, but the Dolphins got a C because the Dolphins really tore apart their secondary. They ripped apart their cornerback core. They were going to rip it apart anyway. At least they made the best of a shit situation. They turned chicken shit into chicken salad with this. So there's my thoughts on it. And again, this is from an unbiased perspective. Yes, I'm a Dolphins fan, but I also live in Pittsburgh. I like to see the Steelers succeed. And I don't think this deal makes any fucking sense for them. They got a name for the sake of getting a name. Will he make their secondary better? I don't know. Possibly. I mean, is he better than Slay? He's more of a headache. He makes more money. Is he better than Porter? You be the judge. I just know what he did. What he is a bigger fucking headache. He's a bigger pain in the ass. A lot more expensive. There's my thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. And again, before you rush to judgment media, pay attention to the whole story. Look at the full details before you look at the names and the flash, and look between the lines at all the numbers before you say this guy sucks. I know it's easy to listen to Andrew Filipponi, who could not tell the damn truth if you shoved the stack of Bibles up his damn ass and shoved them in front of a judge and told him to swear under oath. This is the same guy that swore up and down that Brandon Ayuk was going to be a Steeler. How'd that turn out? Same guy that swore that the Orioles offered Kobe Mayo for David Bednar when Bednar's value was at negative value. Right. By the way, how's that Chris Olave trade turning out? We're going to trust Andrew Filippone's word. All right. I trust writing on a bathroom fucking wall before I would trust Andrew Filippone. The guy's nothing more than a damn, Chicken Little who screams at the top of his lungs wanting people to pay attention to him for clicks. He's clickbait. He's a clickbait clown. But we're going to take his word because he said, according to some statistical garbage ass breakdown off of a handful of plays that Minka sucked last year, and he was a square root of the problems. Meanwhile, you got that other clown Mark Madden saying that TJ Watt should be dealt. Yeah, that's great. Let's trade TJ Watt so we can bring in Jalen Ramsey. That'll fix the problems. I'll talk to you later.